Hello everyone, this is Chris. Welcome to another modeling tutorial. In this one, we're going to look at how to make a treasure chest in ZBrush. I did this sketch early this morning and it's just helped me to have a better understanding what type of treasure chest I want to make. I'm just going to put my reference image to the side and let's get started. So first of all, I'm going to turn my star shape into a cube. I'm going to scale this up and add some edge loops. And then I'll just use deformer and just select the points at the bottom and scale this down. And now I'm just adding some more resolution and adding some more controllers. Make a curve on the shape. And then I'm gonna use extender. And now I'm just adding some edge loops on the sides. And here I just turn on the symmetry mode and adding some more edge loops. And then what I'm going to do now is assign these to different polygroups and cube mesh them up. That will be the shape of the frame. I'm going to turn on the symmetry mode and assign the sides to a new polygroup as well. And then just isolate the area. And I think I just need to scale this up, scale this horizontally just a little bit more. Now I think it looks good. Or maybe wider as well. And then I will just extrude the whole polygroup. I'm just gonna refine the shape a little bit by flattening those lines. Here I'm just gonna add some more edge loops to support the shape. And I'm gonna assign the bottom to a different polygroup and extrude them out. This will be the foot of this treasure chest. The next thing we can do is maybe just extend this slightly more. And delete those creased edge loops. Maybe just flatten the top too. Now I'm just gonna assign the top to a new poly group, and then extrude no size poly, and QMesh that plane to make a new mesh. And then I'm going to just split mask points. Now here we have a new subtool. I'm just gonna delete those edge loops. And also delete these ones as well. And let's just focus on this mesh on the top. I'm gonna use multiple edge loops and add some edges. And I'm gonna use the clip tool and make a nice even curve shape here. I think this looks good. And then we're gonna use the deformer again. Deformer soft. And just gonna make a curve like that. And maybe bring that up a bit too. And I'm just gonna use mask tool and refine the shape a little bit. And now let's just add some more edge loops. And this edge loop can be the frame for the top. I'm just gonna change the size a little bit. And I think that looks okay. Yeah, and then I'm just gonna assign this to a new poly group. Make this smaller. And now let's just extrude these frame. And the one on the bottom as well. And I'll just make it match the bottom. And also I'm going to flatten the bottom line too. Just drag the y-axis. Here as well. Now let's just assign this to a new polygroup and extrude. And extrude the sides in as well. Just bring this down. Now let's make the side handle here with the half sphere and primitive. And it looks a little bit too. I'm gonna flatten this a little bit. For now, it just looks a little bit too rounded. I'm just gonna mask here and drag this way, and then bring this back. I think it looks better now. And let's delete the other side and just focus on this one for now. And now let's just split these points. Delete and bridge these two holes together. And just reposition this a little bit. Let's just make the ring on the handle here. Now I'm just gonna turn this ring to a cube here, and what I want to do is actually make a split circle here. So now I have this creased edge, and I made this insert mesh before, and so I can use this for the ring shape. Turn on the curve mode. Maximize the bend angle and the curve res. And frame the creased edge loop. And just hit. Maybe just resize the brush and make it smaller. Isolate that. And delete that plane because we don't need this anymore. And now we can do something interesting with this one. So first let me just bring these edges up a bit to make some space. I'm gonna mask this side a little bit, grow the mask, and also blur the mask a little bit, and just move this to the side. And bring that up. And I'm just gonna close the hole and bevel that. And now I'm just going to scale this down and position this ring on the handle. Now what I can do actually is mask the bottom faces and invert the mask and then blur the mask as well, and go to deformation. I'm gonna inflate this, but just make the look of this ring closer to the reference here. I think that looks good. And let's just go to this one and add some more bevel just to secure the shape. Yeah, I think that looks good. And now let's just merge these two subtools together. And now I can just mirror this to the other side. And here, now let's start with this locker here. I'm gonna use the spotlight, which is the new feature in ZBrush 2019. It's just gonna make things a lot faster and make the whole modeling process more fun. Let me just select this shape here, this alpha, and extend this horizontally. I'm gonna go to this star shape just to make a clean canvas to work on. Hit snapshot 3D, and now I got this new subtool here. And let's just delete this alpha and just scale this down. Just select the new alpha pack, and yeah, let's just use this one. Just duplicate this alpha and bring this. And click the paint and make a clean canvas, and just duplicate this one again. Snap to the center like that. Bring that up and scale that up as well. And I'm gonna select this one and duplicate and bring this up. Make this bigger as well. And hit union and delete this alpha. And now I can just mirror this alpha to the other side. You can also call that flip. And now I can use this this shape and subtract the bottom. Click Alt and Union. I got this brand new alpha image here. Let's just snap this to the middle of the model and make this smaller. And hit snapshot 3D. Let's turn on all the subtools here. and bring this to the side and delete that. And as you can see here, the shape below is just subtracting the shape on the top. Let's just move this forward a little bit. And you can also just refine this shape just like that. Maybe smaller. And now I can bring this to subtools in a new folder. I'm just gonna call that Boolean folder. Hit Boolean folder, and now I got this brand new subtool here. And go to ZModeler. Let's just play around with these settings. Hit X to turn on the symmetry mode. So when you hit ZModeler, it's just gonna ZMesh the whole models in a symmetrical way. And now I'm just gonna delete these extra edges and assign these to a new polygroup and crease polygroup and give it a bevel. And adjust size of this bevel. I think now it looks good. And also I can just delete the faces that's inside. And scale this down and position this. And now let's do the ring on the top here. Actually, I'm going to start with this attachment. By doing that, I can just extrude the face from the cover on the top. Extrude no size poly and just split hidden. Go to our new plane and let's just rescale this, make it smaller. Q-mesh that. Now I'm going to mask this edge, slide the edge at the front up a little bit, and I'm going to Q-mesh or extrude the face and bring this face up as well. And I'm going to just flatten the faces in front. And the bottom. And bring this forward maybe. I'm just gonna isolate that. I'm gonna add a edge loop in the center. Also here as well. I'm just gonna make this straight and split the point in Q-mesh polygroup all. And add here I can just delete that, add some bevel. assign these to a new polygroup and just add another edge loop to support the edge, and maybe bevel these corner as well. I'm just gonna mask these edges first, and same thing here. Looks nice. And just make this a new polygroup, and let's just mirror this in the sorry, mirror this in the y-axis. Mirror and weld the y-axis. I'm just gonna bring this up. Looks good. And just position this right on top of it. Let's start to make the ring on top of the lock here. I'm gonna use Spotlight again. I'm just gonna start by adding this shape here and just hit Shift Z to get out the spotlight mode, because this is all I need. And then I'm just gonna Z-remesh this model until it's low enough to have a clean edge loop here. And frame the creased edge. And we still have this insert mesh here, and now I'm just gonna use this for this ring. And again, bring up these settings. And click out. And split mask points. And now I don't need this anymore. Just delete that subtool. I think there's something wrong with this. Maybe I just accidentally made two rings. I'm just gonna delete hidden one of them, and just now I just have this one left. And I'm just gonna equalize the bottom here and just bring them down. Bring the gizmo in the middle and make this smaller and position this right on top of it. And I can also use deformation to inflate this to make this thicker. And just use mask to extend these again. And gonna merge these two subtools together. I'm just gonna rotate that a little bit. Maybe make this wider. Just the one at the bottom, and then rotate. Bring that on top. And now let's do the details on the back of the chest. Again, I'm gonna use the spotlight again. Here I'm gonna pick this alpha and just duplicate this one. And make this, rotate that 180 degrees. Scale this up, bring this down, and I'm gonna hit union. I can just snap this. Maybe I can just mirror this to make sure they are equally the same, and bring this in the middle. And now I got this new shape here. I'm using this technique because this is the minor details, and I don't want to spend too much time on it. So I think Spotlight is a very good choice for this one. I'm gonna subtract this alpha here and hit union. Rotate this upside down. And let's just maybe just make it same width as the one on top, and click snapshot 3D. And now I got all of them here. And I'm just gonna add more details on these here. I'm gonna select one of these alpha here and make this bigger. I'm gonna subtract this alpha like that. And then I can just bring this, select the alpha and bring this one here. And hold Alt and snapshot 3D to subtract the shape. Maybe just bring the shape down a little bit. And then I'll just do the one on the top as well. You can only see two, but there's actually four, right? So I'm just gonna bring all these subtools together in one folder. Oh, that's right. I'm gonna call that boolean again, and boolean folder. I'm just gonna adjust the shape a little bit before I boolean the folder. Yeah, I think that looks right. And yep, hit boolean folder. And now I can just delete this whole folder here with only the subtools left. And one thing you can do, if sometimes if the Z measure is not working properly, one thing you can do is to turn your mesh into turn your model into Dynamesh. It's just gonna make it easier when you zero mesh your model. And let's just do the one on the top as well. I can decrease the amount of polygon by using zero measure as well, but for now I'm just gonna keep it like this. And I can merge these two subtools together and bring them to the back. Turn this 180 degrees and position that right on top. And yes, so this one is not straight, so I'm just gonna flatten this surface like that and bring this in. And then I can just maybe hit mirror and weld. Yeah, it looks nice. So for the wood panel here, I'm just gonna speed up the process because they are actually quite straightforward. I just did some more panels on the model and just to clean up the mesh a little bit. And now I'm just gonna assign these panels into different polygroups. And usually I just split these panels into different subtools and assign them into different polygroups. And then I just go to the panel loop and set the loop to 4 and no polish. And just make sure these panels, they just almost touching but not all the way up. And then adjust these vertex and make them nice and straight. I just use multiple edge loops and add some more resolution, and then I just turn on the auto masking so that because these panels they are assigned to different polygroups, so when modeling the other panels won't be affected. So now I'm just trying to create some crack and damaged looking on wood panels. And add some more supporting edges. And here I'm just adding these doornail looking shape here. So I just made a insert mesh, as you can see on the left top. So basically I just turn on the symmetrical mode and just drag and drop each shape. I'm just eyeballing the size of it. Because this is quite a stylized treasure chest here, and I'm just eyeballing these shapes. It actually makes it look more interesting. And I'm just gonna do the same on the top here as well. And the one in the middle. Extrude this shape to different subtools and make them into different polygroups. As you can see, I just split these to a new subtool. It's the process is exactly the same as how I did the one at the bottom. And again, I'm just adding these supporting edges. And I'm using the slice tool to create the extra poly loops. I'm just stitching these points and fix the shape here. And again, I just use the panel loop to create these panels. As you can see here, I have import those panels into Maya and did a quick UV, and it's not perfect. As you can see, some of the lines, they are not straight, but this will be good enough for the noisemaker in ZBrush. So here in ZBrush, I have loaded this new wooden panel here, and with the UV. Also, I just subdivide a couple of times to make it high res. I have this texture map I made in Substance Designer, and you can find this image on my Gumroad. They're free to download, and the link is down below. And now here you can see I have added texture at the bottom left corner, and you can also adjust the strength to see how strong you want your and how strong you want the texture to look like on your mesh. And once you're happy with it, you can just hit accept, And then on the surface menu, just hit apply to mesh, so the detail will be baked on your model. You can just add more cracks or more damage details on top of that. And here I'm just adding some more noise onto my frame. I think that the noise maker from ZBrush works really well on this one, because I just wanted to have some iron looking and rusty material look. And I'm just gonna use very simple sculpting brush like flatten or standard, just to add some more edge wear and some cracks on top of that. So yeah, I think this is about the end of the video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it and learned something from this. And if you think this video helps, please consider subscribe my channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.